Okay, now this video is about Comet ISON, and I've made some very eye-opening revelations, and let me just get right to it. First, let me go back to a video that I made about a week ago in order to set the data points so you can understand where I'm going with this. 2, 3. Now this is what you get. What you get is a symmetrical object that clearly is not a natural object. And this is what's causing all the buzz. Now, let me tell you what I've done. So let me tell you what's going on here. This is the image of Comet ISON from the Hubble telescope once you press the darker button. And when you press the lighter button, or the image that they put out originally looked like a comet, looked like that. But clearly, when you press the darker button, it doesn't look like a comet anymore. It looks like a spacecraft, okay? Now let's go to my discovery here, if I can pull it up. Okay, now this is from a movie called The Day the Earth Stood Still. Now watch this clip. It's Comet ISON.
Keeping up with the work you've been doing, Professor Barnard.
What does it have to do with this?
I have to crash briefing in the conference room. Object 07/493 was first spotted just beyond Jupiter's orbit.
There's Comet ISON.
It was notable for the fact that it was not moving in an asteroidal ellipse, but rather it had a hyperbolic orbit and was shooting through.
Comet ISON also has a hyperbolic orbit.
Solar system. The object is moving at speeds of up to 3 × 10⁷ meters per second.
Perhaps somebody can tell us what that means in terms of in relationship to Comet ISON's speed.
First, it was projected to pass millions of miles outside of Earth's orbit. However, we soon discovered that the object was not following a gravitationally free-fall trajectory. As such, its path was recalculated.
Okay, now it is being reported, and I have not been able to determine whether it's a hoax or not because I do not read Russian. But it's been reported all over the internet that the Russian Space Authority has announced that Comet ISON has made unexpected gravitational or trajectory alignments to align itself with the Mars moon Phobos. Now I understand that ISON is over Mars now and it's probably not going to hit Phobos, but I don't know. Okay.
Was at this time, crisis response team was activated and everything you see around you was set in motion.
Okay, impact location is Manhattan. I'm going to get to the importance of that in a minute.
Can we launch a missile to intercept it? The military is attempting to do just that. In fact, they may launch several. But given the speed at which this object is moving, our chances of success are slim at best.
Why don't they evacuate the area?
We simply do not have enough time. The affected area contains some 8 million inhabitants. The best we can do is to plan for the aftermath. How long do we have? 78 minutes.
Okay. Now, what we saw there was the impact area was Manhattan. And now if you go all over the internet, what you see is FEMA preparing for a drill in FEMA region 1, 2, and 3, which would be the impact zone of ISON. Now, I have not been able to verify whether this is a hoax or not, but it is worth listening to, and maybe somebody can verify for us.
Pennsylvania, Virginia, and West Virginia. This alert was sent to us by Senator Sheldon R. Songstadt, retired of South Dakota State. This is Rev. Michelle Hopkins. Well, here is what the Senators' National Preparedness Research turned up. FEMA purchase orders for over $14.2 million for MREs and heater meals to be delivered to Region 3 by October 1st. FEMA purchase orders for 2 million pouches of emergency water to be delivered to FEMA Region 3 by October 1st. FEMA purchase orders for $13.6 million for MREs and heater meals to be delivered to Austin by October 1st. 9-week training course for UN peacekeepers in CONUS to learn.
Okay, I'm going to skip a little bit.
October 1st. $11 million in antibiotics to be delivered to FEMA Region 3 by October 1st, ordered by the CDC. The World Health Organization held their second emergency meeting in its history. The second meeting in its entire history to discuss MERS coronavirus. Determined a vaccine must be in place by October 1st.
Okay, I'm not going to go through this entire video. I have not been able to verify whether this is actually true or a hoax. But let me show you something, how that same movie, The Day the Earth Stood Still, the remake with Keanu Reeves, how that movie actually begins. Now, watch this.
Which, William, is a remarkable bacterium because?
It's the only known organism that lives in sulfuric acid.
That's right. And yes, Ms. Ronnie? Staphylococcus radiogerns, first discovered in 1956, breeding inside drums of radioactive waste. That's correct. So, Papa John, Thiobacillus, Staphylococcus, which of these three would most likely survive in the extreme environment of the Jupiter moon Callisto, and why? Tom, can you get the lights, please?
Okay, now here's the significant part. Whether or not that other report that we heard about FEMA Region 3 preparations and the MERS coronavirus vaccine orders is true or not, one thing that is true, it is well recorded by the ancients that comets are the harbingers of disease, and that disease and boils and have followed comets. And here, this movie begins with this instructor or professor highlighting 3 different bacterium that are able to live in the most extreme of conditions, such as radioactive waste, sulfur, and the question of the day is, which one is most likely to survive Jupiter? Why Jupiter? Well, a comet can, passing by Jupiter, can pick up potentially bacteria. In any case, this is getting a little bit eerie, you know what I mean? Okay, now I'm not making any predictions whatsoever here, but let me tell you what I have discovered that is true. This is a fact according to the New York Times, that there will be a power grid failure drill to simulate a knockout blow, okay? And this is for not only the entire United States, but it's also for Canada and and South America. And so this is potentially far worse than a Region 3 simulation. This is an entire knockout grid simulation of the entire North America, apparently. And so that is a fact. Comet ISON is approaching. That is a fact. There are enormous amounts of anomalies associated with Comet ISON, many of which seem to indicate that it is not behaving or looking like a natural object. And so what does this all mean? I'm not making any predictions at all. I know the propensity and the ability of hoaxsters at the highest levels to manipulate and to trick. I'm simply saying this is worth watching. Thank you.